And now to Yemen, where dozens of people, including children, have been killed in a new round of coalition airstrikes. It happened at a busy market in the northwest part of the country earlier today. The Saudi-led and U.S.-backed coalition is fighting against Yemen's Shiite rebels known as the Houthis. The coalition says today's airstrikes targeted missile launchers in the area. And this latest attack comes as the Associated Press reveals the coalition paid some al-Qaeda fighters to leave key battle areas in Yemen. And at times, militants have also joined the coalition, putting them on the same side as the United States in the war. I wanted to say that slowly. For more now on this investigation, I want to bring in Lee Keath. He's the Middle East Enterprise editor for the Associated Press, and he worked on this report. And it is quite a report, Lee. I wanted to say it slowly so people could sort of understand what you guys have uncovered. The coalition forces are Saudi-led. They're backed by the United States. Their job is to fight the rebels in the region. Explain what your investigation uncovered.
Well, what we found was that the coalition, which is both fighting the Shiite rebels and at the same time supposed to be fighting al-Qaeda in Yemen, in many cases reached secret deals with al-Qaeda for it to pull out of some of its strongholds in southern Yemen. This saved a lot of fighting to try to extract these militants from these areas. What these deals involved in most cases was allowing them to leave peacefully with whatever weapons and money they had looted over the time that they ruled these regions. But in some cases, we found that that militants were actually paid amounts to leave these areas. What we've also found is that al-Qaeda militants are involved in the fight against the Shiite Houthis.
Lee?
Often been yes.
Lee, I want you. We heard the ambulance or something going by, but I want you to say that again, what you just said, because it was hard to hear, and I know it's important.
Yeah, sure, of course. It was what we also found that al-Qaeda militants are often on the front lines fighting against the Houthis alongside coalition-backed forces, sometimes even as members of those forces, which turn to al-Qaeda to recruit its fighters. These are Yemeni militias that are often funded and armed by the coalition. And the simple fact is that al-Qaeda fighters are good fighters often, and so they make effective forces against the Houthis. And al-Qaeda is equally determined to defeat the Houthis for its own reasons.
It's surprising to me, though, that they'd be willing to be paid to walk away, or also to sort of join the other side. Are they not committed as one might think when you join al-Qaeda?
Well, one of the al-Qaeda members that we spoke to actually said this is on orders to concentrate on the fight against the Houthis over previous battles against the Yemeni government or against foreign forces in Yemen. So this is a determined strategy by al-Qaeda. They have their own reasons for hating the Houthis. There are sectarian factors to it. Al-Qaeda is a militant Sunni group, and the Houthis are Shiites. But there's also just the facts on the ground that Al-Qaeda doesn't want this group controlling the country.
Right. So how's the Pentagon reacting to your report?
The Pentagon strongly denied that there was any cooperation or payment with al-Qaeda. It said we don't pay al-Qaeda, we kill al-Qaeda. Which I would just note on that our report did not find any U.S. money going directly into these forces. The U.S. Arms the coalition or sells weapons to the Saudi-led coalition. But the idea of the U.S. actually funneling money to al-Qaeda is not in there.
This report is an example of top-notch reporting. It is hard to report from inside Yemen. How were you able to get some of these al-Qaeda fighters and other officials to talk to you?
Well, I mean, our excellent lead reporter on this is Maggie Michael, who is a very brave and determined journalist who's been to Yemen multiple times. She did the on the ground reporting for this story. She just goes everywhere. I mean, she goes all over she's been all over the South. She's built up contacts with militia fighters, with government officials. She's met from all sides, and Al-Qaeda is a factor on the ground. They do have a media operation that is contactable. And through and often she contacted them through from times it was from outside the country. There were also meetings inside the country with members that she had come to know.
You know, as a result of this ongoing conflict, there is a truly devastating humanitarian crisis unfolding in the region. There's starvation, there's cholera is a concern. How is the United States impacting the situation there by continuing to support the Saudi-led coalition?
Well, the U.S. support has been vital for the coalition. They not only sell it, provide it with weaponry, they also provide the coalition with intelligence for targeting and logistical help, like refueling warplanes. There was a period when the U.S. pulled out some of its advisors to the coalition. Because of worries of the impact of the war, but they've been back there now, and the war really has been devastating. I mean, there's both from all sides. There's been widespread destruction around the country, and as you said, there's a lot of danger of starvation.
Keath, thank you so much. You and your team did a top-notch job on this report. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.